We was walking together and somebody tried to jack you or rob you, I'll take out my gun and shoot them, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit up here and just stop the threat, by the way, just stop the threat.
Of course.
But I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, Steven, I love you. If you found out a couple of weeks later that I got paid for that, would you get mad?
Ooh. My intuition immediately says yeah.
What if Elon Musk buys Twitter and says, everybody who's been banned.
Do you see the videos of like the white people kneeling to kiss the fucking, it's like that shit. It's like, come on. And it sucks too because back when my parents said it, it wasn't true, okay? When I was like 18, 19, 20, my parents were like, white people just hate themselves and they're being self-haters. Mom, they don't hate themselves. They just want racial equity for black people. That's not self-hatred. But now it's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Listen.
Listening.
Because I was waiting till we see each other so I can tell you a lot about myself. But one of the things that you don't know, but a lot of my audience know, is I was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Cringe.
So if you have any questions about the Nation of Islam, you can ask me. But also, the We Was Kings, you were right. It had nothing to do with the Nation of Islam. It was all about the Egyptians, where blacks were claiming that they were they
used to be pharaohs and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's probably they were trying to say they were black, which I don't think Egyptians were black. But it's probably in response to people
no, they
saying,
weren't. Actually, a historian actually proved that that wasn't the case.
Yeah, but I don't know if the Egyptians were the bleach blonde white people that some people probably would like to say they are.
No, they weren't that either.
Yeah,
they were mixed. They were biracial, if that's the appropriate term or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We
used to call it mulatto back in our days, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's an okay word anymore, but yeah.
Well, I think they're doing it worse now. In the black community, they call them half-breeds. So
Jesus. Actually?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
I mean, if you're half white, half black, you're called half-breed. So they don't use mulattoes anymore.
Half-breed sounds really weird. That sounds like a science experiment, or like Dragon Ball Z, I guess, but okay.
Well, it just depends on. I mean, I think the more that they censor, the more extreme the epithets or the racial slurs will get.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
What do you want to talk about? What are we doing here today?
I have several things I wanted to talk to you about. But first of all, let me just say, I appreciate our friendship, and I'm not going to try to control you and tell you what to do with yourself and what to do with your platform.
Yeah.
Okay. And I really admire how you can micromanage. Well, I wouldn't say micromanage. Sorry, I'm not using words properly right now. But you manage your friendship, because I really like the fact that when I do contact you, boom, I get a response. And I have that all over the world. I have friends all over the world. And I'm not constantly in their lives. Mm-hmm. I don't constantly go, hey, how you doing? This, that, and the other. I have several people in Germany, in France, in Italy, in China, in Brazil, and I contact them once a year, no more than twice, mm-hmm. and they're never mad if I don't keep in contact with them.
Yeah, it's like certain types of friendships are like you message each other once a year, every few months, and everything's cool or whatever, but other people require a little bit more maintenance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they get mad, and the people who get mad if you don't stay in contact with them, we can't stay friends, but you're able to do that. And I wanted to know how. I have no intentions on doing that, but I'm just curious, how are you able to divide your time to those individuals who require constant communication from you?
That typically just won't last very long, because I'll be the one pushing their boundaries then, because I can't maintain those sorts of relationships. So it'll typically eventually they'll just phase out if they require too high of a time commitment from me, because they're not going to be happy with the arrangement. Yeah.
it seems to me, and I'm just outside looking in, and this is when I asked you, like, why do you befriend so many different people, good and bad, in my opinion, of good and bad? And I noticed that the more mentally unhinged, the more mentally deranged or psychotic they are, the more attention you give them. And I don't know if that's by design or if that's what they are actually forcing you to do.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't seem to understand this about me. I think that the way that I do this is very inhuman, so I'll explain it again, but everybody's going to ask again because nobody seems to understand. I like people personally that are interesting to me. That's what I like. If you're interesting, I will keep that person around for as long as they're interesting. It's fun to see people with different thought processes, sometimes with crazy ideas where they arrive at those conclusions in interesting ways, or sometimes people that are like developing in certain ways, like as long as you're interesting and it's not something that I see every day or whatever, I'll usually keep that person around to talk to them. Some people think that by doing that I'm endorsing their character. I'm not. Some people think that by doing that I have like a close personal connection with them. I typically don't. It's just people that I think are like really interesting, so I'll keep them around and I'll give them as much time as they want to like explore those ideas or to have those conversations with me, just because it's interesting.
Am I the only right-wing black friend you have?
There's another. Well, does Jesse Lee Peterson count?
Oh my God, I forgot all about Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah, there's him. There's another girl that I think I'm talking to on Saturday.
Yeah, he will count. He would count. Yeah.
Do you know Patty Politics?
Yes, I know Patty Politics, but she's not right wing. She's a centrist.
Oh, she might be now. She used to be right wing. Maybe she's a centrist now, but. I think I'm talking to her on Saturday.
No, she was always centrist.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
maybe.
always she was. Yeah, she was always centrist. Right, she's the one who owns the farm, right? Yeah. She's always been. I would have to say right-leaning centrist, but she's not right wing. Okay. I don't ever, unless she was right wing before she started her channel, I don't ever remember her ever being right wing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. You'd know better than I would.
You can ask her. She'll confirm it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think you're lying. Yeah, what else? I don't have too many right-wing, I don't have too many friends at all, because people seem to, especially politically, it's really hard to hold on to people because it only takes like one disagreement for somebody to like never want to talk to you again. So I don't have very many political friends, period, left or right.
We had hashed that out. We hashed that out where you was like, hey, if there's anything I say, if there's anything I do, if there's anything you got a problem with, come to me. And I was like, yo, ditto, right? Like if I ever say or do, like, I don't want to do any fighting. I'm just not here for the fighting on the outside. I will just tell you right now, my intention is to have you in my life as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to use no manipulative words like I love you. And I have a problem with that. You guys keep watering down the meaning of words. I care about you, Stephen. Like if something happens to you, I'd be very concerned. And if you pass away, God forbid, I would cry because I was like, I don't have you. You're a very good resource to me and to bounce off. And I like the way we kind of like are edgy with each other behind the scenes. I do enjoy that because I notice I cannot be that way with my conservative or right-wing friends and stuff like that. But, just saying, I love you. Like, say, for instance, if we was walking together and somebody tried to, like, jack you or rob you, I'll take out my gun and shoot them, what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit up here and to stop the threat, by the way, just stop the threat.
Of course.
But I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, Steven, I love you. Now, I got your back. But, I would have to. You have to be in my life long enough, and until we meet, I don't know. The love shit is just so cringy to me, and you guys say that shit all the fucking time. Love you. And like, I don't even think you guys know what that word means. It's just you water it down, just like racist doesn't mean anything anymore.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, you're not gonna push back? Okay. Well. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm a big like. I always tell you, oh, I love you, whatever. But I like say like really casually.
Yeah, very casual.
Yeah, but that's my atheist secular roots. It is what it is to me. You got a hypothetical. What's up?
I have a hypothetical. Okay, you ready?
Go for it.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, I come down there in Florida. I'm like, yo, Steven, I got a friend that I want you to meet. Here's the number to our suite. Come on over and let's have some dinner, whatever.
Okay, that whatever is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, but okay, go ahead.
Well, hold on, okay. Just come over here and have some dinner, right?
Okay, okay, that's better.
Good point.
Okay.
Excellent point. Come over here and let's have some dinner. So, my friend is attractive, blonde. She got some extensions to her hair, but doesn't matter. It just looks nice and everything like that.
Gotcha.
It's your type, saying if Bad Bunny is your type, goddamn it, this woman is definitely your type.
Gotcha. Okay. So extremely mentally ill. Gotcha. All right.
And all of a sudden, we are chilling after eating. I go, damn, oh my fucking God, I forgot I got to meet somebody. I'll be right
Doing your
back. And I
wingman thing, yeah.
I leave you two alone. And then, you guys get flirty and everything like that. One thing leads to another. And then another, and then I'm gone that entire night. So then when you wake up, another thing happened, he had wake up sex, and then, you leave, and then I come back, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I call you, and we just go hang out. Now, if you found out a couple of weeks later that I got paid for that, would you get mad?
Ooh. My intuition immediately says yeah. Because there was there was a deal going on that I didn't know about. I wouldn't get mad if I knew that it was like a setup. You're like, oh yeah, like my friend really wanted to f you and I just wanted to get her there. I wouldn't get mad about that. But if I found out that there was money involved, I feel like I should be party to that deal. Usually when I think about things like this, I try to increase some of the things involved. I'll try to hyperbolize the numbers. Well, how would I feel like? So let's say that I found out you did that and you got paid $1 million for it, right?
I ain't not million.
No, I'm saying I know. But let's say that you did. If that was the case, we're like, well, shouldn't I have gotten some of that money? Shouldn't I be cut in on this? You're saying that she paid you, right? In the hypothetical?
Or there was in a hypothetical, there was a big, what do you call the things that you raise money on? GoFundMe. There was a big GoFundMe, and that money was to get her laid. And she dedicated that money to whoever can get her laid. And that's me.
I feel like I should know about it. Right? Okay, do you think? So or that's just my gut feeling. I could be wrong. I don't know if I can I'd have to think about it a bit to logically.
Well, if you would you so say for instance, I guess I don't know. I get my question is, would you get mad? I still don't. You say you don't know, or initially you probably would.
Well, if I did know about it, I'd have no problem at all. But oh yeah, as long as I'm on the up and up on everything. But if I didn't know about it,
no, afterwards. No, afterwards.
Well, yeah, afterwards is basically not knowing when it's happening, right? Yeah, I feel like I would want to know about it. Now, would I be that mad? If you got a ton of money, I'd be probably pretty mad. The more money you get, the more upset I would be, because I'm like, well, I feel like I should have gotten a cut of this, right? I feel like I would be owed some of that money because you're essentially, making money off of getting somebody to f me. But then on the other hand, if I agreed to it,
what you mean getting someone to f you? This is consensual. You two are fucking each other. You two basically agreed to have sex. I didn't push her on you. I didn't say, hey, check out my new hoe right here, girl. Check him out. He's good. You know what I'm saying? I test out the equipment. He's good to go. I didn't do that. You two, I left the room and you two just carried on with your chemistry. You got along, you got flirtatious, you got horny, and you had sex. I just brought you two together. I didn't tell you to go fuck.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. That's a hard one. Why do you think I want to get paid? What's I'm asking genuinely. It's not like a rhetorical question. Because it feels to me, does it not feel to you like that's a little fucked up or no?
No, no, because, and the reason why I don't think
wait.
Fucked up is because.
Wait, before you answer, before you commit to anything, can I give you a scenario?
Sure.
Okay. Let's say that we'll say 18, so everybody's happy, okay? Let's say that you're 18, and then let's say that you go with this is gonna be a little bit different material, but I'll see how you feel about it. Let's say you're 18, you go with your fellow 18-year-old friend to her house, okay? And let's say that she's got a brother who's also 18 who kind of likes you, okay? And you kind of like him. He's kind of cool, right? Let's say that when your friend takes you over to her house, let's say that she leaves for like 20 or 30 minutes. Let's say that you and her brother get a little bit flirty. And then let's say that you guys end up hooking up. You do your thing. And then let's say that your friend comes back like an hour later. And she's like, oh shit, hey, what's up? And you're like, hey, nothing much. And then let's say that you both leave and you want to go partying that night. Okay, you want to go dancing. She takes you outside. You both hop into her brother's car. And then she drives you guys away. You guys go out. You have fun. And as you're coming back home, you ask her, you're like, oh shit, I can't believe that your brother let you take the car. Like, that's actually really cool. Why did he let you do that? And then she says, well, I told him that I'd let him hit it. I'd let him fuck you, basically, if he lent me the car. And then you find out that because you fucked her brother, she got to borrow the car for that, and that's why you guys went out. Would you feel like you got played a little bit there? Or would you be like, well, it was all consensual, we all enjoyed it? Or how would you feel there?
If he made me come, I'd be like, damn, good girl. We both got something out of it.
That's how you'd feel about it? Okay.
If he gave me trash dick, then I'm gonna beat her ass. So it's like, it just depends.
Sure. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one. I have to think about that a lot. I'm not sure. Is this a situation that happened, or are you considering it? Because I can start sending you like porn profiles of people that I like the looks of if you're gonna... Just so we're on the same page in advance, okay?
But I'm sorry, I cut you off. What'd you say?
Well, because if you're gonna set me up with somebody, I want to make sure in advance that it's gonna be somebody I'm not gonna be upset over. So no, but it's fucking. Yeah, go ahead. What? Yeah, tell me what happened. Go ahead.
I won't do that to you, Steven.
Gotcha,
I value your friendship. I mean, I kind of know you by now to know that you probably will say you'll do it. You know?
Probably, yeah. But that doesn't mean I won't be upset about it afterwards if I got pimped out. Okay.
I mean, I'll give you 10% shit.
Then fuck it. There we go. Boom. You give me 10% of the cut. I'll give her 100% of my dick. We're good to go. All right.
Oh, damn. Deal. Okay. All right.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. What did this come up? Was this a situation or what? Yeah, tell me.
I'd rather not say, actually.
Okay. Well, never mind then. Don't have to say anything.
Okay. I told you I wanted to, let's see. I want to, I'm going to talk about deplatforming real quick, and then I'm going to get into BX Bullet.
Oh, God. You know, she's
yeah.
a little, like, actually, yeah. Like, we think that Ye is bad. BX Bullet is, she's something else. But,
TreeOfLogic was right.
Oh, man.
Was right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
TreeOfLogic was right, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I want to share something about deplatforming as somebody who's been deplatformed. And so I want to share you my experience, and then I want to get your insight on it. So I was allowed back on Twitter. I sent a letter, and this is what I wrote. I'm not saying that I meant this.
You sent a letter to Twitter?
When you submit, when you submit an appeal, you can write as long as you want.
Oh,
right?
I thought you meant you actually like mailed them a letter. I thought there was a new strategy for getting unbanned off Twitter. I'd start doing this. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No. So when I submitted appeal this time, I said, I understand the times have changed, and in the past, I refused to change with it. I have learned my lesson. I have now been more open to different viewpoints, different sexual ideologies, and also understand that, I must respect people's pronouns and understand that we need to come with the time of diversity and embrace equity. I used all that fucking words.
Yeah, you had all the progressive buzzwords. Okay,
yeah, and the most important thing I said was I have been rehabilitated and I have been reformed.
Okay.
And I will, if you let me back, I promise you I will never let you down. And if I do, you can feel free to IP ban me. But how do you know if suspending me did not work for me to change if you do not allow me to come back to try again?
Okay.
And they allow me to come back on, right?
Okay.
And to protect myself, I don't allow anybody to reply to my tweets, because that's how I kept, getting, suspended and put in Twitter jail, is because one of the things I absolutely, and I never told you this, I think there's a lot of shit I wanted to wait until we're going to meet in person, and I can tell you a lot of shit I always wanted to tell you, but I'll tell these I tell you this part right now, Steven, I fucking loved your edginess. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't your fucking enemy. You know what I'm saying? When you was edgy, I was fucking edgy, and it saddens me that your edginess is being watered fucking down. I don't like it, and but I understand why you have to do it. I understand you're in a situation where people are trying to cancel you. I get it. But it seems like by the time you get to me, I mean, it's like I'm dealing with the
Prozac fucking lobotomized version of
and I don't want that. I want that in person. So you know, saying
sure.
So, you know, so but that's so anyway. So getting back to deplatforming. So I'm back and I don't curse on there anymore. I mean, I don't curse. I cleaned up my entire past history, and then I just did a clean sweep with the app, and I've been doing well. And I got remonetized on
YouTube. Okay.
And because they saw that I've changed my patterns. Now, here's what I want to say, and I want your input. I haven't changed. I got worse, but I'm playing the game.
Well, you've gotten like more racist, or what have you gotten worse?
Absolutely. Oh my God. That's why I say I can't wait for you to meet in person. You can see what I really think. You really fucking think how I really, because you know what? I like that you can balance me out, because if I get too fucking radicalized or radical, you know, you're talking to me calmly. You're like, well, let's unpack that for a second and this, that, and blah, blah. Because unfortunately, because they have censored everybody so much, you understand that there's not destinies in a lot of people's lives that can basically calm them the fuck down. And
no, I actually, it's funny. I kind of know what you mean, because I have like conservative friends in real life sometimes, and we chat and shit, and they're like, 6 million though, really? And it's like, okay, well, yeah, you know, let's talk about it. Let's have a fair conversation. You know, 6 million is a big number. That's a lot of Jewish people. You know, let's talk about it. But like, they could never have those conversations online ever, right? I'm actually like, I'm super flattered when somebody trusts me enough in real life to be like, okay, listen, okay. Black people commit crime all over the world. Is it really just environment? Like, I'm flattered. So that, I feel good that you feel comfortable to have this conversation. Like, yeah, let's have it. Let's do it. Yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, obviously, if I want to get edgy with you, you know what I'm saying, tell a whole bunch of edgelord jokes,
sure,
I want to also tell you what yeah. So, okay, so do you feel that deplatforming has actually worked to change people's mind, or is it more dangerous than ever because people are like, oh, I can't talk about how I really feel? Okay, I'll play your fucking game. But then they go into their spaces where they're actually get that confirmation bias, and they're told these things where it just makes you like, oh yeah, fuck this. It's like you're just about to explode like a volcano. And I have self-awareness, and I go, hold on, calm the fuck down, Tree. Like, go talk to your libtard friends and you know, get their perspective and like have a dialogue about it, blah blah blah, this and the other, and you know, that's that.
I think that deplatforming works really well. It just depends on what you mean when you say working. Deplatform works really well in terms of like getting people banned from the internet. But that's about it. I don't think it does a good job at like changing people's minds or ideas. It just makes it so that there are certain people that you just aren't going to see as much anymore. Like banning Andrew Tate didn't get rid of like all of the red pill people. Just made it so that now you don't see those people as much anymore. But like the thought's still there, and there are going to be people that come out and have these ideas and shit in the future. There's going to be another Andrew Tate that shows up, and people are going to be like, how can people think this? It's like, well, you never addressed any other ideas before. Like you just banned a guy and you hope that like it would all go away. But like it didn't work with, you know, conservatives. It didn't work with the Trump fans. Like why would you expect it to work here?
So it does sanitize the platforms, but do you think do you see a consequence to all of this in the end?
Yeah, I think it makes conservative. Or go ahead, go. Yep, go.
Here's a good example. Here's a perfect example.
Okay.
Steven, what if Elon Musk buys Twitter and says, everybody who's been banned, unbanned, and you can say what the you want, as long as it's not against the law and as long as you're not doxing. Holy shit, what do you think is going to happen to all the people with the pronouns in the bios, to everybody who's been like deplatforming us and celebrating platforming us? I mean, do you understand what a show that's going to be?
So it'll never happen as much as I love it too. I would love it to happen because it'd be fucking crazy and funny to see. But I think it would be good for everybody. We're going to learn how to use the block function. We're going to learn how to use like block lists for muted words. And then you're going to use those functions. And then if somebody says something you don't like, you're going to learn how to avoid those messages. I actually think it would make the platform a better place. Let's see. Let's try it for like a year and see what happens. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
Oh, I'm down with it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that the people who are enjoying their quote unquote sanitized Twitter space right now, especially when Elon Musk stated that he's going to fire 75% of the Twitter staff.
He's not doing that. He's just fronting. He's posturing when he says shit like that. But yeah, go ahead.
How do you know? Are you sure?
Yeah, he's not going to do that. He's just trying to get him to like cancel the deal, or he's just trying to like posture or whatever. Guaranteed, 100%.
You don't think he's going to move it out of California to Texas either?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think. This is the sad reality of things. This is where I'm at right now, and I hope you can come back and be like, I told you so. You're fucking wrong, Steven. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that the deal is going to go through, and then I think Elon Musk is going to be the CEO of Twitter, and then I think nothing is going to change. I think it's going to basically run as usual. That's what I think is going to happen.
No.
Yep.
Then makes him look like a hypocrite. Then him
yep.
Basically virtue signaling about free speech.
Yep. That's what I think is going to happen. But we'll see what happens.
He's so prideful, just like Kanye. These guys want to be worshipped in addition to be billionaires. They they don't want to lose the favor of the masses.
The reality is that like the cancel culture shit. The reason why. Oh, hold on. Sorry, every now and then my internet blips. I don't know why. People like that cancel culture shit because, like, I think it's popular, like, economically. Like, people want to feel like they've got their safe space and people support it to some extent. So if Twitter became, like, a harsher place and you saw less people using the platform, then the stock price starts to drop. Like, board would get mad, and Elon probably doesn't want to lose value in his investment. And then it's like, oh, that's probably... So he'd be like, okay, yeah, we're not going to do that.
But he's going to turn it private, though. He's turned it private. He doesn't want it to stay public. So
you really think he's going to turn it private?
Profit?
Is that part of the buyout?
You're just doubting every. Listen, I'm not.
No, I do doubt it because he's not a trustworthy guy. He says some wild.
Saying.
Yeah, he does so much stupid shit all the time. Like I don't trust anything he says. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he does. I agree.
Oh,
but you don't agree with anything he said he's going to not promise, but the things he said he's going to do.
No, I don't think so. But hey, I hope I'm wrong. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Before it's BX bullet time, but let me just say this, okay? I'm talking to you, and you don't necessarily, when this part right here, I have to say, when I say things, it's based upon my perception. I'm just going to say that I did not like you being friends with her, but that had nothing to do with you. That's everything dealing with me. You understand? And the whole time before you two fell out, I was seethe, you know, and I'm not seethe with jealousy. Like I'm not jealous. I'm just saying that I was like, she doesn't deserve your friendship. You know, I think it's a privilege to have you as a friend.
Okay.
And I would just, oh my God, I would just fucking lose my shit every time you two would. And that fucking squeaky ass voice and this bullshit like this. And so like I said, I was self-reflecting. I'm like, Tree, this shit is all about you. It don't have nothing to do with no fucking Destiny. I don't understand why you trying to blame Steven and this, that, and the other. And like, why the fuck you were friends with her? It has nothing to do with, it's you. It's all about you. So you get your shit together. What is it going to take for you to get over the fucking thing? And I say, you know what? Let me just talk to Steven and tell him that, you know, hey, because it really doesn't involve you. It's like, but me, because of the fact that I knew that she was a fucked up person. And I'm very grateful that you set up on a platform for me and her to confront each other, because I was able to prove everything that I was in the right except for the racist thing. Now, by the way, I'm still right about the racist shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know how people like have bad taste in their mouth? They go like that. right?
Okay.
Have you ever heard this, how far say black? She says it like it's a bad taste in her mouth. I remember she had that video before she fucking got that YouTube channel banned, okay? And I told everybody why she got it banned, but that's neither here nor there. And she was like, yeah, I was talking to Destiny, and the reason why I was with Destiny is because of this woman named TreeOfLogic. She's a black conservative, and thinks about it, and she basically came at me and told me that I was one cheeseburger away from being obese, and that thing's right there. She's just so rude. And I was like, look how that bitch says black. Like, it's a bad fucking taste in her mouth. Not only that, but she made fucking videos where she's talking about mass school shooters, and she was basically spotlighting black gang members. And I was like, I never seen no Crip or nobody from the Gangster Disciples go in no fucking school and shoot it up.
Sure. There's I don't know how you feel. This is kind of funny. I've heard this from two different black friends now. Maybe you can be the third one. That there's like that the whole watering down we've done of certain languages, like how you can't say certain racial slurs, that sometimes as a black person, when somebody finally snaps and like lets loose an N-bomb or something, it's like the best feeling in the world, because you can finally point to everyone else and be like, I told you that motherfucker was racist. I told you, motherfucker. But they kind of like hit it like really well before behind like all the nice language and shit. And when it finally happens, you're like, thank God, there it is. I fucking told you. Which is fine. I don't know the experience. I was a white person, but yeah. But okay, yes, you're waiting for BX Bullet to have her N-word moment. All right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's gonna come or not, because I started, like, she's really lost it with the conspiracy videos and everything like that.
I try to watch her shit about like her talking about the like the weird child rapist or pedophile dude or whatever, but it's there's like, she gives like this 50-page document. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the fuck I'm even looking at here. Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
Yes.
Is that like some real shit, or is she on like some schizo shit?
She's on some schizo shit. As a matter of fact, I was telling people, like, if you have epilepsy, don't watch those videos, because she uses a lot of strobe lights and blinking lights, and then she does this irrelevant shit where she has a black man holding an AR and he turns into a fucking UFO, and you have to.
What?
I said,
really?
Steven can watch this when he on some goddamn ecstasy or whatever the fucking drugs you take, and goddamn translate this shit to me, because as a sane person or who's sober, who doesn't drink, who doesn't take any drugs, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching.
Okay,
you know?
Gotcha.
And so it's like really out there and everything like that. And so yeah, and listen, I did a video about like why she got banned, and she watched the part where I said, you know, if everybody is telling you in like on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube that you're fucking crazy, maybe you need to go get seen. Something is wrong with you. Maybe you could be crazy. And I said, but then again, if I want to be charitable to BX, maybe she just need to get laid. She needs a plumber to fucking do a roto-rooter in them fucking pipes, because it's filled with goddamn spider webs, goddamn sand and dust and all kinds of hairballs, and he need to fucking goddamn lay that pipe and drill that shit out, fucking clear out her fucking plumbing. And you know what the fuck she said when she saw me say that?
What?
Based.
That's what she said?
She said that. She said based. And that's why I know that John Zerka fuck her, got them draws. And let me explain. I'm not just going to throw out an accusation and not back it up. I'm going to explain. Walk down the road with me on how John Zerka fucked BX Bullet. Here we go. John Zerka came over to her immaculate house, beautiful house, fucking gorgeous, okay? John Zerka got fucking money. Why the fuck you want to stay over a woman's house, okay? Unless you're trying to get those drawers, all right? Excuse me, panties. Guys wear drawers, women wear panties. Okay. Anyway, so he was supposed to stay there for a week. Now, Steven, you know what I'm saying, when I was single, if you stayed over my house for a week, we're fucking.
Okay, I don't know sometimes if I'm out of touch or if I'm just like horny brained, which I am horny brained, and maybe I'm out of touch, but there are certain things where when people say them, my mind automatically like 100% flips. So like one thing is that like, and my audience fights with me on this, but I don't care. If a girl messages me and she's like, hey, do you want to go and get drinks? in my mind, that's like, okay, something is right. There's a chance we're fucking after this. At least a chance. If not, it's already good. If you're asking me out for drinks, right, you already have like made some decision in your mind. Another thing is that like, if somebody's inviting me over, do you want to stay in my house for like a week or two? And it's a girl and then I'm a guy, and it's like, yeah, we're almost for sure doing something sexual. Like that would. Now I'm not saying I'm gonna like force it or like we have to or whatever. But like if it's gotten to the point where you trust me to go over your house and shit, yeah, something's probably happening for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would say, but a lot of people seem to disagree on that. But yeah. BX got really mad when I said that. Yeah.
Why would I, if I'm single, why would I have dick in my house if I'm not going to ride it? I don't understand that. That method don't make any goddamn, especially if he can get a hotel on his own. He can afford to get a hotel. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is he was supposed to stay there for a week, right? So you stay there for a week, like, okay, let me show you your room. Let me show you the refrigerator. Let's go grocery shopping. So already in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're going to fuck on Tuesday. I'm going to make sure that happened, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, saying if he's good, he can stay for a week. How long did John Zerka stayed in BX Bullet's home?
Wasn't he there for a couple weeks?
No, he was there for a fucking month. That means that the dick was good to her. Because if it was trash dick, John Zerka bitch ass would have been out of there on a Wednesday. She wouldn't even wait a whole fucking week. You come over my house and you give me trash dick, you out the fucking door the next day. Matter of fact, once you wake up, all your shit is on the other end of the goddamn door. And I'll be like, hey, baby, here's a McDonald's coupon. You're going to have to eat breakfast over there, and you gotta get the fuck out of my house with that trash dick you gave me last night. I'm serious. That shit was whack. And then that's that. But if the dick was good, and I was like, whoa, why the fuck would I kick you out of my home in a week? I know we agreed to a week, but that's just a probationary period. I'm just saying, like, hey, let me see if this is good. Let me see if,
Yeah. Like when you've got like, if I have a lot of time available and I, say, like, hey, do you want to come over for like a day or two or whatever? But I've got like the next like 2 weeks open. Of course, that's getting extended but you don't want to be upfront about it because like if it's awkward or if it sucks, like you don't want to be locked in on some, fucking rent to own fucking 2, 3 week, 4 week shit. And you're like, oh no, yeah. Especially because if they enjoy it, now you're locked in and it's like, oh, fuck me, dude. Like, I got to do like charity dick for like 3 weeks now? Oh no. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, thank you. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this. So it's like, that's why I believe like that's that. And the reason why John is lying on his dick and, BX is basically denying it is because she has, first of all, that would be heartbroken to her simps, okay? Sure. They're very dedicated.
Well, hold on. She doesn't do sex work, remember? But go ahead.
It doesn't matter. We all got simps.
No, I know.
Yeah, you got simps, okay? So it's like, and so therefore, when she's in,
oh my God, wait, I'm sorry, real quick. Did you ever see the call between John Zerka and BX Bullet's head mod?
No.
Oh, true. Oh, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You don't have to watch this now. You go watch it at some point. Oh my God. It's going to be you're going to die. You need to make sure. Yeah, there's the link to that. That's me reacting to it, but oh my God, you're going to die for this. I think at some point, Zerka literally even says, now later I think he says it's a joke. I don't want to misquote, so you guys go check it. But I think he even says like, you're just mad because I'm here like piping down your queen or whatever, that she chose me and not you or whatever. Now, but like, oh my God, that's a call. Oh no.
Oh man, shit. BX Bullet mods, I don't feel so good. Shit, goddamn. Okay, wow. Okay, I can't wait to watch that one. So anyway, that's what I wanted to do is when I talk about her, it's just to get that off my chest of saying that there's a lot of people you're friends with I absolutely despise.
Okay. Friendly with. I don't know if I'd ever say I was friends with her, but friendly, yeah.
I didn't like you even having a friendly conversation. I just didn't like it because
I'm so sorry. But if there are ever any friendships I have that upset you, just tell me and I'll make sure to cut them out of my life. Okay, I don't want to, irritate you with my personal life decisions.
Oh, you mean that?
No, I'm just kidding. Fuck you.
Oh, I thought so, because you know another person I'm gonna fucking name. But anyway.
Name who you want. You're free to. This is your platform. Okay, this is your time to shine. Say whatever you want.
Do shit about it.
Well, no, you can at least make the wishes known. Farm my audience a little bit.
Steven, I love you. You are responsible for my career. You know, I can never be anything as an arbiter. You need to understand that basically my income is revolved around you, and you can treat me better.
Okay. I thought you were just going to name a name, okay? I didn't know we were doing a whole fucking Shakespearean play over here. Jesus.
I want to ask, this is somebody black asking about white folks' obsession with chicken and waffles, because when people talk about you having, I don't know if that was lunch or dinner, they keep talking about he had chicken and waffles with him. And I'm saying to myself, holy shit, why do they keep saying Steven had chicken and waffles with Nick Fuentes? Like, that's
I don't know if it's supposed to
cornbread and fried chicken. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, because chicken and waffles has always been a thing in the black diet. It's like, it's part of soul food.
Sure.
We when we go out to eat, we'll say, yo, we're gonna go to Miss Maybelline's soul food restaurant and have chicken and waffles. And then when they say, yo, y'all had some good meal at Miss B's, like, yeah, dude, we had a good old time. We don't say we had a good old time eating chicken and waffles. It's just, so it's like every time and it's always white people though. It's like, I notice it's always white people. Chicken and they say it on the internet, they say it on Twitter. When they talk about you and Nick Fuentes, the chicken and waffles are always in the equation. And can you explain that to me?
Yeah, because they want to do the racial slant. I actually like Dave Chappelle's take on fried chicken and watermelon. And that was, who the fuck doesn't like fried chicken and watermelon? I just I just like the food. I just like it. But like people try to make it, I don't know if there's like some current or undertone of like he did like a racially black thing with Fuentes, and that's kind of weird because he's like kind of a racist.
No, because how can that be racist? This is a delicious. It's a bad food combination, but it's still delicious.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know why people get so. Yeah, I don't know. That's like my guess for why because like if I had went out to have. And maybe they would have, but like, let's say that we went out and we'd had like a steak dinner. Would people be saying like, you went and had steak with Fuentes? You went and you ate steak with Fuentes? I don't know if people would say that as much, but for the chicken and waffles thing.
Would they do that? Yeah, I don't think they would make a big deal out of steak.
Yeah, I don't know. So maybe they try to just hit the racial angle up, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe it's just because
from a racial angle.
It could be, or I try not to like ascribe.
I didn't see it that way.
Intent too much, but maybe. But these fucking progressives will make anything about black people, especially if they're white. So, you know, you never know.
Okay. All right. So, well, speaking of Nick Fuentes, I do want to, and this is going to correlate with Kanye West, right? So, you know, I'm a Zionist, and I love me some Jews.
Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Okay. I do. I love Jews. I really love them.
Okay. I mean, I support Israel, but I don't know if I'd call myself a fucking Zionist. Can you, real quick, what do you mean when you say you're a Zionist?
Yeah.
So I know what you mean there, yeah.
I support the complete existence of Israel and the Jewish. I want it. I have no problem with it. It's not an ethno state, but the Jewish people I believe that they should have their own homeland.
Gotcha.
That's just theirs.
Okay.
And they have the right to have it and exist and call it theirs without it being fucked with.
Gotcha, okay.
I mean, I know you guys use Zionism totally different. Not you, sorry.
Well, no, even me, like it just, Zionism, because that implies a lot sometimes. Like a Zionist could like strictly just be like, oh, I support the right of Israel to exist as a Jewish nation with self-determination, right over. But then some people will take like if I'm fighting with like an alt-righter and they throw Zionist at me, there's probably going to be a lot more connotation to that, you know?
That's different. Right. Because with Trump, and this is why I was like laughing at those clowns trying to make mega communism a thing. And they were talking about DeSantis being a Zionist. And I said, bitch, nobody's a bigger Zionist than Trump. Look at what he did. He moved the United States Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. He also made sure that his daughter, not his sons, he made sure his daughter converted to Judaism and married a Jew so they can have Jew babies. He didn't make Eric and Donald Trump Jr. do that because you can only be a Jew if your mom is Jewish, right? So that's the reason why he made Ivanka convert. So that's just how much he's in love with, and plus Trump made a lot of his money from being really close to New York Jewish
real estate and everything. Yeah, I think, and also even independent of all of that, especially because of how young a lot of the online like political activism and shit is today, I think a lot of people just don't know or don't realize that like Israel that's not a left versus right thing traditionally in US politics. Everybody supports Israel, Democrats and Republicans. That's like not even really a question that people ask. Like, do you support Israel? That's like a really new thing in US politics. At least in my opinion, from my memory, like the question of whether we support, Israel was never like a Democrat versus Republican or anything like that. Like growing up, like that's like everybody, like it's not like everybody supports Israel, You don't think so?
Really? Because
when I think of like the Bush era, or if I think of like the Clinton era or whatever, like mainstream political opinion in the United States, I think.
No. Oh yeah, that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm looking at like the millennials and the Zoomers.
No. Yeah, no. From millennials and Zoomers, when it comes to like Palestinian issues, now it's a really contentious issue. But I think that's why some Trump fans get confused because they look at Trump like, how do you support Israel? It's like, because everybody that's that age supports Israel in the United States. It's not a question. They're like our most important ally in the Middle East, and they love Israel. Yeah. But for younger people, it's a way more contentious question for young Republicans and for young Democrats. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So, and I with the whole, hold on. And also let me answer the question in reference to Kanye West and Candace Owens. Do you remember, I know if you think about it, and maybe somebody, I'm not looking at your chat, but maybe somebody in your chat can give you this article or the picture. Kanye West had dyed his hair blonde, and he went to Trump Towers to meet with Donald Trump. I don't know what year that was. That had to been.
Was it like 2016?
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say, I want to say in 2016 when he was, when he either won or he was about to, the elections was about to start. Now, the reason why Kanye met with Trump was like their whole fascination with the black community. Just, how I feel about that bullshit, right? So it's like, hey, we're gonna need you, but we're gonna need to hook you up with one of our black conservatives to bring over more black voters from the Democratic Party. Okay. And so when if you look around, notice how 2018 was the midterm elections when first Kanye West put on the hat and he got with Candace Owens, and here we go again. Round 2, midterm elections. Okay, here we go again with doing all the fucking stupid ass talking points that Candace, along with some other conservatives, that they're giving Kanye. Kanye don't understand why he says what he says.
Yeah,
he just fucking repeat
shit that he hears from Candace Owens, and I hear it happen a lot. Yeah.
Right. So,
although to be fair to, I can't believe I'm about to say this, okay? But to be fair to Candace Owens, I can, and you probably feel this way too. I can understand her that whole feeling of like the escaping the plantation. That like if you're black and you're talking to
that bitch ain't never been on no goddamn
no, shut
plantation.
the fuck up. It's a metaphor. But I'm saying like you can understand the feeling of like if you are in a progressive community and you're a black person, you basically have marching orders, and if you divert from that, then you're like it's a no-go, right? So I like, and I feel like Kanye's probably ran into that a lot too, where like you're black, you have to have this political opinion, and if you don't, you're gonna get shut down.
Candace came in. No, I disagree. Well, that part I agree with.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not saying whether that makes Candace's opinions good or bad, but I know that's probably where her mental in is from Kanye, because Kanye's probably used to getting shut down for having the wrong opinion, and that dude's an ego fucking maniac. So I can understand why he's like looking to Candace, who's giving him like, oh my god, this is the message they don't want me to know. This is what they don't want me to hear about. That's probably why she has like his ears.
Now
so much.
That's the case. Now that's the case, but back in 2018, that wasn't the case because it all started, I guess they was like, okay, we got your new we got your new black conservatives for you to partner up with to virtue signal to, or to signal boost to the black community that it's okay to come to the right so that we can win the midterms, because the Republicans, they were not believing in a red wave in 2018. I don't know if you remember that era. It's like there was a chance we thought we was gonna lose both the House and Senate, and turns out we just lost the House. We barely kept the Senate, and that was the purpose of bringing Kanye, is to get that black vote, because Trump lost a lot of white voters because he didn't go through with the promises of getting rid of anchor babies, deporting. Well, he kept getting blocked in reference to deporting as many illegals, but he promised to stop chain migration. He didn't do that, and then they were really mad with his anti-Second Amendment stance, especially with him being pro-red flag.
Yeah, pro-red flag, and then arguably, it's always a funny talking point, but like technically Trump passed more gun control than Obama did.
Than any other president. That is an actual historical fact. If you want to know who's the most anti-Second Amendment, and that's the reason why Georgia, this is a good thing you should know. Every person that Trump endorsed in Georgia, we made sure them fuckers did not fucking win. Okay, and the reason why Herschel Walker, even though he's a mushmouth like womanizer, okay, he ain't shit as a man, but at least he ain't a Democrat.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes.
So listen, Trump was like really backing him, and so Walker was doing bad in the polls because we was like, no, Trump. It was two things that pissed us off. Trump came down here to Atlanta. Well, I'm not in Atlanta, so I might as well say up in Atlanta. He came up to Atlanta for the NRA convention. We went to the convention, and he stood in front of all of us and said,
"Don't worry about your rights. Your rights. I got your Second Amendment. Don't worry about your guns. I got your fucking guns."
We're like, yay! Trump 2020. No, what was that? Mega, whatever the fuck we were saying at the time. Anyway, and so when he turned out to break that promise, and then when he's talk about, hey, I was the first to bring out the vaccine, you know what I'm saying? I did it in 3 months. Take your vaccine. You got your freedom. And we was like, yo, fuck Trump, dude. Fuck Trump. That was our last straw, and therefore everybody that he thought was a rhino, including Kemp to the Georgia Secretary of State, he was like, everybody he thought that did not push the election the way he wanted to. He wanted them out, and we was like, fuck that. We're gonna vote. First of all, Kemp is a very good governor, but everybody that Trump endorsed, we purposely didn't vote for just for that. So he stopped supporting Walker so that Walker can eventually take Warnock's seat, because if Trump supports him, then therefore Georgians are not going to go and vote for Herschel Walker. So now Herschel Walker has a very good chance, according to the polls, to win against your boy Warnock because of the fact that Trump stopped endorsing him. So because he lost a lot of white voters, that's the reason why he was trying to make up for that to get black voters. And that's where Candace, he's like, here's your new whatever you want to call that bitch. Here you go. Put them together. Promote Blexit. Get on TMZ. Put the mega hat on. And Kanye was saying some fucking stupid shit during that time before he lost his fucking mind in the Oval Office. He said that Abraham Lincoln was black, that we need to get rid of the 13th Amendment, and that put all criminals into a meditation facility. I don't even want to repeat all the stupid shit he said, but what happened was, and this is all can be researched and verified, Candace went in front of her Blexit crowd and showed that ugly ass design and said, this design was by my friend and mentor, Kanye West. And Kim never liked Candace, right?
Okay.
And so she was like, I told you that bitch is damn scandalous because she lied. So Kanye went on his Twitter, and it's still up there to this day, saying that Candace, the person who really designed the Blexit logo, is too shameful to even admit that he designed it. So she used my name, and he said he felt used, and he felt like he was taken advantage of, and he said he was getting out of politics. Do you remember that, Stephen?
I don't remember that, no. Not to say they didn't say it, I don't remember saying it, but yeah. But I don't care.
Yeah, if you go to Kanye, go at Kanye West, getting out of politics, and you'll see that. So that was the purpose of those two getting together. Now we got 2022. I really don't know the purpose of them two getting back together again, except for maybe Kanye wants to be, because he ran for president, and even when he didn't make the ticket, he told everybody to put his name on the ticket.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and so like he come back this year with the same bullshit, hooking up with Candace, and then Candace was real, she's a Zionist too, and she was real close to the Jews. Now the Jews are mad at her ass because when she defended the stupidity that Kanye said, and she's like, oh, well, when Kanye said, I'm about to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, Candace was like, oh, do you really mean he's gonna come after you? I mean, grow the fuck up. And so Ben Shapiro's like, look here, Candace, you're not gonna bring that ban on him here on my platform. I'm not gonna have that, okay? You don't get yourself together. You're gonna be out of here, okay? I'll TreeOfLogic if you don't want, you know? So they refuse to have Kanye West on the Daily Wire because of all his, I don't, believe it or not, I don't see what he says is anti-Semitic. I see what he's saying is dealing with conspiracy theories. What do you think? I don't see it as, and I'm saying this, and I love Jesus, like, I don't see it as anti-Semitic. I see it as he's just pushing conspiracy theories about the Jews controlling the black voice. How the fuck is that possible?
I mean, there's a few things I think that could be happening. One is as he falls into weird, like, I don't know how much he listens to like these like Nation of Islam people or whatever. That might explain some of it.
You mean the Black Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, the Black Hebrew Israelites. That might explain some of it. Another thing that could explain some of it is he might legitimately know a lot of black people or have personally had negative black experiences with Jewish people in the music industry. That could explain some of it. But I'd have to listen to more to know. Those are the two sources that I would imagine right now are explaining why he has the opinions he does.
So here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. Kanye, on 2 of those interviews, the interview with the what is it, the Drink Champs on that.
Oh God, I hate watching those fucking. I hate it when Kanye, because when Kanye goes on, he needs like you should push back against him, like give him some challenging. But those guys were just like they were ecstatic to have the viewership.
Kissing his ass,
yep, yeah, because they knew that it was like huge for their channel, so that's all they cared about. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think his interview with Tucker, right? Same thing, right? Kanye admitted that I got a Jewish lawyer, I got a Jewish accountant, I got a Jewish manager. Okay, I also I did an apprenticeship underneath a Jewish company. How can you claim yourself to be a victim of Jews when you seek them out?
To be hyper charitable to Kanye West's point, I don't think he's necessarily trying to point out that he's a victim to Jews, just that Jews are running everything. And by saying that, like, I had to get a Jewish account, I had to get a Jewish mentor, I had it because they're in charge of everything. And now that I've turned against them, now that I'm talking about what I'm not allowed to talk about, now they're all against me. I think is kind of what his point.
I would be too. I that's what I like about Jews, but also Asians are the same way. All right, they do look out for their best interests. They're very good at helping one another. Unfortunately, blacks and whites don't do that, and so it's, to me, it's a jealousy thing. When you just fucking, I mean, shit. When it comes to money management and anything like, and my mentors was a Christian, a white Christian, and also a white Jewish man. They taught me about investment. They taught me about IRAs. They taught me a lot of stuff. That's why I'm not in debt. That's the reason why I have an 820 credit score. I understand about money, but it's not taught in those homes, in black homes, and I'm going to even say in white homes. All right, sure, it depends on the white family, but this is not taught, and the parents are not strict in and guiding and forming their children to be the best of society, you know what I'm saying? Like tiger moms, like, oh, my baby's gonna be a doctor, or he's gonna be a tech engineer, and same thing with Jewish moms. You know, they're very strict, and they are involved in their children's educational system, and then they make sure they have extracurricular activities like learning how to play the piano, learning how to play the violin. And I think because of this is where you get the jealousy coming from, where yes, Jews look out for other Jews. I don't understand what the problem is, but blacks, and I can't speak on a white experience because I'm not white, but I'm have to speak on the black experience. We backstab the shit out of each other. So, and the crab in the basket thing is serious. So so this is the reason. And so I also take offense that Kanye want to now, when it's convenient for him, he want to now talk about the black voice. But nigga, you only fuck non-black women. You had a baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say this shows up the most when it comes to black men's dating choices. Holy shit. That's where you hear all of these are because it feels like for some people, like, how do you know if you've made it as a black man? It's when you're dating a white woman. Like
you
there's
get
like
a
that
white
whole
woman.
Yeah.
You get a white woman. And even though, on a statistical level, right, black men married to white women have the highest divorce rate, and they also have the highest domestic violence rate too. So there's that. So I mean, when white women want to go to black men, I'm like, well, I can't talk. My husband is white, so it's like, I'm like, hey,
what the fuck? Oh no.
He is. I mean, people are gonna find out anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But the thing about it is that he is heartbroken, and I want your opinion on this one. He is heartbroken about the divorce, and then he sits up here and says that they're trying to sexualize my wife or my ex-wife, but she was a hoe when you found out about her. We all know. We all found out about Kim Kardashian by having Ray J's dick in her mouth and being fucked by Ray J. We all seen the porn. Well, I think we all seen the porn tape. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. So we all seen the porn tape of her and Ray J. So it's just like the red pill thing. You don't turn a hoe into a housewife. Here it is. Kanye made a fucking song about gold digger, and that's the fucking thing you did was marry one and turned her into a wife and a mother. And then you want to sit up here and get mad because everybody want to sexualize her. Oh, and speaking of sexualize, as soon as he married Kim Kardashian, and by the way, go on YouTube, there's 2 videos I want you guys to look at. He made a video and it's called Bond. That same year he married her, months later, he put Kim Kardashian on the back of a fucking motorcycle.
On that Bound 2 song or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Butt-ass naked,
I know what you're talking
like
about.
simulating sex. And I'm like, oh, so you can sexualize
And I think,
now?
dude, and if you
No.
listen to the lyrics of that song, he's even talking about how, like, he doesn't want a whore, he wants to blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I absolutely never understood that music video or any of what the fuck he was going. I figured maybe I'm just too old now. I don't get it.
The
Yeah.
music video he has ever had to this date.
Mm-hmm.
People was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And then 2 years later, and I'm surprised, get ready, Coomers. I'm about to give you, now you better hurry up and watch this video, because if I tell you about it, they probably take it down. It's been on YouTube for 6 years. It's on Kanye's, Steven, don't show this on, you'll get banned, even though it's on YouTube. Because everybody in this fucking bed is butt naked, including old ass Bill Cosby. They got nipples and bosom showing, crotch showing. Like, I'm like, how is this still on YouTube? It's called Kanye West Famous. If you even the thumbnail is nudity, except it's covers down the bottom, and all it is looks like they all had an orgy and they're just in a sex coma on the bed together, and it shows Kim, it shows all of them, and like it's just like, oh my God, it's like I find it hypocritical that now he wants to claim that he's living a Christian life. By the way, I find it strange he want to say he's a Jew but then say he's Christian, because Jewish people don't consider Jesus Christ the Son of God, but that's another story. But it's like, you did all this sexual shit now, and I don't know if he's trying to do this to cater to the conservative base, but you can't have all that sexualizing and then all of a sudden you want to be like, holy Jesus, praise the Lord, I need my wife to be all covered up. And I'm like, the hypocrisy is just mind-blowing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people want to do a lot of people want to grab religion for like the purpose and the messaging and shit, but they don't want to like live by any of the hard rules. That's happening a lot in the red pill community, 100%, where people are like, oh, I'm Muslim, and oh yeah, I'm Christian, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, how? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you're bragging about like fucking all these women openly and everything. Like, yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Right.
Oh, I'm so curious because you brought it up. Just a very quick aside. How do you feel about the Bill Cosby stuff?
I believe, oh, this is going to be fucked up, but I'm going to stand by it.
Okay.
I believe those women were roofied. However, if you didn't say shit back then, I don't want to hear about it now. I do believe that you had let too much time go by to sit up here and now get outraged because the Me Too movement was the thing at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
So anyway, but what do you think about this whole thing about Planned Parenthood is the black man's Holocaust?
I've heard these talking points for like almost half a decade now. I don't know. I've heard it like, but if you're pro-life and you're against abortion, then like you point out like, is it Margaret Sanger? Like was apparently.
Yeah, Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, that she was like racist and that abortion is like the way to Holocaust black people and we're doing modern day eugenics. Like, I don't know. I've heard those talking points for a while. It's nothing new to me. I'm sure you've heard those too, but if
voluntarily,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's stupid because if you volunteer to get an abortion, how the fuck is that Holocaust? Like a lot of, not just the Jews. We have to understand it's more than just the Jews who were sent to concentration camps. Feminists, commies. If you disagreed with anything, if you were also if you was biracial, they did a lot of experimentation on people. They starved and they did some cruel things to people against their will. Who's getting there? I mean, it could be like a very, 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 very low case, but the overwhelming majority of women are volunteering to get an abortion. So that's a false equivalency.
I mean, I'm sure that if you dig into it with them, they'd say, well, no, because there's a lot of pressure for black women to get abortions, and that's why it's a Holocaust, because it's not really voluntary, because they're being pushed into it. Probably something like that is what
they're not pressured. I would have to ask them to show me how they're pressured.
Well, the question would be, why are so many black women doing it? Compared to other races.
So if a lot of black women get weave, are they pressured to have culturally appropriating Asian and white hair?
I don't know, damn. I'm just telling you what their arguments would be. You go argue with one of them, but like that's. I agree, it's dumb, but I mean I'm a pro-choice person. So.
Yeah. So the whole overrepresentation thing, I wanna touch on that because I listened to a little bit of what you and Abba and some other guy when you guys were and them Jews was on the thing with you. Oh, I'm calling him Dan. Hi, Dan. Dan's my favorite, by the way. But Dan was explaining, that it's not like a collective like thing of hey, let's basically control this and they're not controlling anything. The thing about it is that when Abba said, okay, well, a lot of bad business music executives took advantage. A lot of Jewish music executives took advantage of a lot of black artists. That's not true. Because I was saying to myself, wait a minute, is he forgetting about how P. Diddy fucked over Maze? And Bad Boy Records fucked over a lot of black artists, okay? Pharrell fucked over Khalees. Do you know who Khalees is?
Bro, I don't know. The only rapper I listened to as a kid was fucking Eminem, okay? So I don't know any of the motherfuckers you're talking about. Sorry, yeah.
You have a long list of black executives who signed black artists and they fucked them over too. And when he mentioned TLC was not fucked over by no Jewish executive. TLC was fucked over by a black woman named Pebbles. TLC was signed up to Pebbletone, and they did fuck them over. The thing about it is that I don't think to me, it seems like when blacks and whites want to blame the Jews, to me, it seems like it's coming from a jealous perspective because they're really good at what they do. And that's the reason why Kanye sought out a Jewish lawyer, a Jewish, all Jewish everything to deal with his money and his business. But I noticed that we are quick to talk about the overrepresentation about Jews, but we're not going to talk about the overrepresentation about blacks in the NBA, the NFL, the track and field events, bodybuilding, movie roles, entertainment and comedy is like, why, I mean, nobody talks about that because like, that's a great thing. And to me, it seems like it's taboo to talk about overrepresentation against a group of people that's not easy to hate. And Jews have always been the scapegoat. And when it comes to Asians, you know, the overrepresentation of them in Ivy League schools. This is the reason why affirmative action is
getting attacked by so many white people and everything now. Yeah.
Right. Right. And
we have a very much like historically in the United States, I say historically, but I mean, especially over the past 20 years, the kind of like, because progressives are the ones that drive a lot of the racial conversations, I think, in terms of social equity and social justice. The framing has always been white people versus black people, white people versus indigenous people, white people versus any other minority group. I feel like progressives haven't developed a vocabulary for what does it look like when other groups are racist against other groups. Like a progressive doesn't know how to deal with like a black person being anti-Semitic or a Hispanic person hating a black person, things that happen pretty often. Like those are conversations that like progressives aren't ready or able to have. So it's interesting seeing people try to wade through the waters of like, fuck, like I don't have a script for this particular thing. Like I'm only used to saying white supremacists and Western colonialism.
Yeah, true. I actually joke about this all the time, but I really admire Asians too. And on my stream, I consider myself, I say, yeah, I'm trans. I'm a transracial rooftop Korean.
Jesus Christ.
I really admire their collective, and they also have groupthink as well. And I think a lot of the whites are frustrated that other whites who are their biggest enemies, because I mean, how many times I got to see a white person? I saw a video, as a matter of fact, I saw a video of a white guy calling another white woman the C word, right?
Okay. Are we not allowed to do that?
He's white. I don't understand. Like,
hold on. You're the coon one, not the one. I thought you meant cunt. I'm sorry. I got really confused. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. I understand what you're saying now.
No, cracker.
Oh, okay, the cracker one. Just say, we're on YouTube. You can say the word as long as you're not mean about it, okay? Jesus.
Yeah,
how many C words are there?
You know, I caught myself.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Jesus. I just had a South Park moment. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like white people are like, yeah, I can't wait for the white genocide. And then this is, oh my God, I am going to see you, since you sent me this video of John Zerka and BX Mod, I'm going to send you a great meme where there's a morbidly obese white woman and she has in lipstick. Somebody wrote in lipstick, "I'm for black cock only." And then that was quote tweeted by a black man and said, "I now identify as a white man."
Jesus. Okay. There's a lot of man. Yeah, the white people have been up, but that's like not a new thing. Even in our lifetime, we've seen that white people for a while. It's gotten more extreme, but I've always been kind of like, oh, like I'm like the perfect like culmination of this that I can think of is, did you ever you remember Chaz, right? You saw that shit in Seattle?
Of course.
Do you see the videos of like the white people like kneeling to like kiss the fucking it's like that shit. It's like, come on, like, and it sucks too because back when my parents said it wasn't true. Okay, when I was like 18, 19, 20, my parents were like, white people just hate themselves and they're being self-haters. Mom, they don't hate themselves. They just want like racial equity for black people. That's not self-hatred. But now it's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Yeah, when you see white people calling other white people crackers, and you got these people like Hassan up there, and it's like, no, guys, we should always call white people racialists, and that's funny and that's great, and call them all crackers and Karens and Gusano for blah blah blah. And it's like, but no, oh my God, nothing for the poor, the little retarded black people or other or Mexicans. Like no racial slurs for them. Like those people are like the protected ones. Like, are you serious, dude? Like, it's actually so fucking cringe. Oh my God, grow the fuck up.
Absolutely.
I hate to like, it sounds so cringe, but like at some point, do you remember the old iDubbbz video? I thought it was dumb when it came out, but if you republished it today, I think I might agree. It was the one where he talked about the N-word.
I subscribed to him until he became a fucking beta bitch.
Sure. It was the one with the N-word where it's like, if you want to say racial slurs, it's either all of them or none of them. You can't draw a special box around the N-word and say that's off limits, but everything else is okay. You can't pick and choose like that. And I think back then when he made the video, I think it was a little cringe, but nowadays where it feels like some racial slurs are okay, other racial slurs aren't, as long as you're like demeaning or attacking, and it's like,
I agree with him now. I don't remember seeing that video, but I agree with that. That's my position. I've always been that, and I always had that position. Like, listen, I want the white kids to be able to say the N-word with the hard R. I want them to be able to say everything. I don't believe that you should be able to, if you don't like it, you just block the person or walk away. But nobody's going to say that. That's the difference between in-person and online. Nobody's going to say that to in your face. Although I have a video of an Asian woman actually using that, she's using that N-word with the hard R on the New York subway.
Jesus.
She uses it hard. She's like, I'm calling it, and she says the actual N-word, and then she says, I'm calling the N-word the actual N-word. And she was
Jesus. I think I've seen this video. Yeah.
It was nothing but blacks on the fucking train, and nobody did anything. And I was like, holy shit, is this a prank? Because when I first saw it the first time, I was like, this can't be real. All those black people sitting on that train watching this Asian woman just yell that. I'm like, nah. And nobody, what? Like, no, she did. She went on a good 3-minute N-word rant the whole, and then she went to black vagina. And she cut this weird black woman out and said black vagina. You are black vagina, and the only people who fuck black vaginas are N-words. And she said the actual N-word.
Yeah. There's like a weird phenomenon where it's funny because like there's like this whole set of weird rules around like the N-word and how it works and how it can't work or whatever. But like I'm pretty sure everybody can. It's funny because they'll be like, well, what are the arguments saying? Well, the black community wants to take it back, and if you've got the history of repression, it's okay. People will use that argument, but the reality is in society, like basically everybody can say the N-word, I think, except for white men. Everybody else basically has the green light to say it, which doesn't really make sense. But it reminds me of that. Have you seen all like the Homelander memes and shit on Twitter? Do you know anything about like The Boys? Have you ever watched that shit? Fuck, you haven't seen the show. But fuck, it's the perfect meme.
No.
Where Homelander is smiling to the crowd and like the meme is like the first Mexican that said the N-word and nobody cared because like nobody does or whatever. Yeah, there's all of the dynamics around that I think are really funny and interesting, but you know, it is what it is.
To be straight up, black people don't lose their shit if a white person says the N-word in person. Now, we have seen so many videos on Public Freakout and other on Twitter where white people, I guess they just...
Hold on, I just want to clarify for my audience. Your mileage may vary with this one. Be careful out there, guys. But go ahead. I think that if a white person randomly drops an N-word in front of a black guy on the street, I think people will either look at you or try to fight. I think it's still at that point. That might just be my take on it.
Don't do this. This is anecdotal based upon all the videos we have seen, including the video we just saw with the Asian woman. It's just that, thank you for saying that. I'm like, no, I'm not saying you guys go out there and do that. You know what I'm saying? But like when I actually witnessed this many years ago where this guy, we was in the post office, and I guess he was so frustrated with the woman who's helping him, who happened to be black, and he just fucking lost it and just started dropping N-bombs like, you N-words give the worst service ever. Where the fuck is a white USPS? I can't stand you N-words. I hate the fucking, what was the thing where you had to hire a certain amount of
affirmative action?
No. We had to hire a certain amount of quotas. Like
okay.
It was something in reference to quotas, you know, black quotas or whatever. He used that, like whatever. He says, he said he driving to fucking Vermont so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
Wait, real quick. Did you see the poor fucking dude? Did you see the video of the white guy that went up to the house to do the alarm systems fucking sales pitch? And he accidentally, instead of saying, I'm going out to my neighbors, he said the N-word.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that video is there's only one of two realities for that white guy. There's only one of two realities for that white guy. Either that white guy says the N-word so much that it's just a normal part of his vocabulary, or he's never said the N-word in his life, and he's so worried that when he runs into a black person, he's going to start saying it that he like psyched himself up walking up to the, like, don't say N-word, don't say N-word. We'll never know which one it is, but oh man. Oh no, dude.
Oh, that was golden, dude.
He didn't even know what to say afterwards. He was just like, I'm sorry, man. And he just walked away. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, that was so great. You have to own it back then. You know, I would have to say you have to own it. Like, Like,
No, I don't think you have to own accidentally saying the N-word as a white guy. I don't know if that's a good idea.
It came out your mouth. You should go ahead and own it.
What was he supposed to do? Go for like a fucking like a black handshake afterwards, or try to fucking like, yeah, man, like, nah, dude, that guy was fucked. He knew he was fucked. It was time to just walk away. Okay, it was, yeah. Jesus.
Black handshake. That's actually funny if he would have did that.
I think the guy at the door would have been so confused. He might have just went for it. Who knows? Yeah. You know, all right. Well, at least he's honest about it. Yeah. Jesus.
Oh God. All right. But anyway, getting it back to Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye. Yay. That's what we call him. We don't dead name here. Okay. Go ahead.
What a stupid thing to do. He did that this year. Did you know that? He legally changed his name this year to Ye.
Yeah, it's fucking obnoxious, but what are you going to do?
So all your life, you've been known as Kanye West, and now you want to change it to Ye. You know, he's been going through so many name changes, just like Snoop Dogg, but Snoop Dogg is always smoking weed, so that's the reason why Snoop Dogg always changed his name. You know, once upon a time, by the way, true story, Kanye has a Bible after him. He took Jesus out of the Bible and he put Yeezus, like.
Okay, that sounds like the most, like, I believe that without even having to research it. That sounds like the most Kanye thing to do. That sounds like the most Kanye thing to do, yeah.
Go get the, I don't, go tell your chat if they hear me. Go Google Kanye West Bible and then put Yeezus, Yeezus, and it'll show a green Bible with his face on it. Okay, and I think it's like the Bible according to Jesus. So, and this is a real thing. Black people canceled his ass for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because black people are very religious. So it's a lot of shit that black people canceled Kanye for, and he came out. And my thing with the whole...
Oh, hold on. Wait a second. There are fact checks on this.
Okay.
Apparently somebody made that book, but it wasn't Kanye that actually made it.
But he actually has pictures of him standing next to it. I can...
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he got pictures. Somebody made a book, but of course, Kanye ain't write the fucking book. But I don't think I don't know if Kanye is your buddy or not, but I don't think Kanye is. He's a good writer for music, but to sit up here and write literature, I don't think so. Okay. You know, so obviously he's gonna have to hire someone to write that book for him, and then he just go ahead and promotes it. So there's that.
Gotcha.
But so. One of the things I really want to talk to you about is like the hypocrisy of people want to talk about the Jewish question, and blacks as well as whites are like, yeah, well, let's have that discussion, but not when it comes to things with blacks. And I've always had a problem with the cuddling of blacks, my people, even though, you know, I do identify as a rooftop Korean. You know, I got dreadlocks, I'm black, you know what I'm saying? I got, you know, everything. But the thing about it is that, you know, we don't deal with the black question, we don't deal with the white question. It's just always about the Jewish question, and nobody.
Wait, what is the black question again? Can you remind me?
Well,
when you say the question.
Well, it's several things about blacks committing over 90% of the interracial felonies against whites, and blacks that basically having the highest STDs and HIVs and AIDS, and basically here's a nice stat. With the group that's less likely to divorce is white men and Asian women. They have the lowest account of divorces. They're like the least likely to divorce.
Gotcha.
So there's that. So that could probably be part of the white question and things like that.
Okay, there's a white question now too. All right.
Yeah. Well, nobody want to talk about the white question because it's just they just want to shit on whites. So
gotcha.
there's that. But I think that if I don't, for me and you, right? If I do something fuck up, I can't know I fucked up unless you bring it to my attention and you tell me what I'm doing is bad. Do you agree with that?
Correct. I'm sure everybody learns this, but I always speak through the perspective of music because that's what I went to college for. But the the most important part about like making mistakes in music. Like the only way to get better is to do anything better. You have to be able to identify the mistake. If you can't identify the mistake, then there's no progress that will ever happen. Yeah.
Right. If I want to improve on myself, I should be able to take constructive criticism. This is the reason why I laugh at BX. I'm like, BX, everybody's calling you crazy. Maybe you should look into it. You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody was doing that to me, I'm like, shit, am I crazy? I could be. You know, let me go check out. Let me go actually get a psych. Well, I got PTSD from being a police officer, so I actually, do have that a little bit, but I have it controlled. So there's that, because it's important. If you have something extreme like that and you're aware of it, you can't leave. Like, I don't do the medication. You know this about me. So I check in with a therapist every quarter to make sure I don't.
Start posting some crazy shit on Twitter. I know what you mean.
To make sure I don't snap, because my PTSD is if I stay awake for more than 2 days, then I'll start hearing voices and they will tell me bad things and stuff like that. So that has not happened except for once. That was many years ago. So I'm keeping track on it, and things that bothers me. And actually I talked about you. This is the reason why I'm like, he was like, well, Tree, he doesn't call me Tree. He calls me by my real name. He's like, this really doesn't have anything to do with him, right? I was like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't. I was like, I just don't like it. Like, I think some people are not worthy, because I think you're just people may think you are a piece of shit, Steven, but you really are a good person. You have a good heart. You just like to be edgy. You like drama, and you just attract fucked up people. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
So there's that. But you are there. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're better at that than I ever could be. I'm working on it. Because it has been brought to my attention by a good friend of mine who's trying to come back into my life, but I'm aware of it. So anyway, nevertheless, so I think when we talk about stuff, everybody want to have the conversation about Jews, but I really want blacks to do better. And I don't think it's kind of hard for that to happen when we actually try to have a discussion, and all of a sudden that discussion is shut down if a person is white and they're called racist.
This is kind of like the older, this is like an older thing that was brought up by conservatives in the black community oftentimes, is that like, it's this question of, as blacks, can we rely on white people to save us, or is it time for us to start building our communities? And I think that, 10, 20, 30 years ago, I think that there is a really strong argument to be made that, okay, well, if white people are actively participating in fucking over black people, or at least did pretty recently, right? People, the lady that was in segregated schools is still very much alive and well, there's good questions to be had there about the white community and people that have historically participated in oppression absolutely need to fucking step up. But when it gets to the point to where everything becomes systemic racism and everything becomes white supremacy and everything becomes oppression, it's like you said earlier, how can you ever fix a problem when you can't identify that you might be part of the problem? And it's funny because all of psychology will tell us this, everybody knows this, that when we play League of Legends or team games, it's so easy to blame every other person around you. Oh, it was his fault, it was his fault, it was his fault. Well, if you take certain people and you throw them in an environment and you say, oh, are you dumb? It's because of white people. Oh, are you committing crime? It's because of the economy. Oh, are you doing this? It's because of systemic oppression. Oh, are you doing this? It's because your great-great-great-granddaddy was a slave, right? How can you think that at some point you're not fucking that person's mind up and taking away their ability to ever have responsibility or ever understand that something might be within their power to fix? Yeah.
Right. Right. I the reason why I'm thankful for the people in my life, including Jews, is because they wanted me to be a better person. And that was really hard at that time because I was accused of being white. And and a lot of people don't have regrets, but I have regrets. There's 2 regrets I have, but I'm going to make up for it. I was offered an opportunity to go to a speech therapist, and I didn't want to because because I talked about it with my friends in high school, and it was like, oh, so you just want to talk like one of them bougie ass white people. Oh, is that how it is? That's how it is. And I got shamed for it. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm looking into hiring a speech therapist because it's never too late. And also, one of the things I will definitely do before I pass away is I'm going to master the violin. When I was a young girl, I grew up in a ghetto, and we were, the government of Washington, D.C., they gave my elementary school a grant where they would give us a free instrument, free of charge, and we would get lessons at the school doing an elective. I think you had to have like if you had to go music class, we had to break up in groups. Now, in order for us to get this, you have to find 2 or more people, 2 or more students who want to play the same instrument you played. I was the only black child that wanted to play the violin. Everybody wanted to play the flute, the clarinet, the trombone, drums, but they had to go into the basement. But I was the only one. And when I tried that, my teacher was like, well, you have to find someone that's going to play the violin, you know? And every time I ask somebody, once again, I'm accused of, oh, you want to play the white man? That's a white man's. And then when I tell people as an adult, they're like, well, Asians play it. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is the ghetto. They don't know nothing about that. We don't know anything about Asians dominating that field. This was strictly related to being white. White people, that's a white man's instrument. And I had so much anger. And I'm going to be honest. To this day, there's still a lot of anger I still have in me. I'm working on releasing and forgiving, but it's kind of hard when I have to face the stupidity that when I interact with my own, the things I have been shamed for, and I couldn't learn because it was deemed white.
Yeah. That's always like a really challenging, I've talked about this a lot, but I don't know if there's a right answer, but it's really challenging to figure out, like, what should you be proud of as a black person versus, like, what should you try to change? And it's come up a lot now with, like, AAVE. We used to call it Ebonics. You know what I'm talking about, right?
We call it Ebonics.
Yeah, well, now we call it AAVE.
What did you call it?
African American Vernacular
Really?
English, yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah,
is that a thing for real?
It's called African American Vernacular English.
We use Ebonics.
Okay, well,
okay. Go ahead. All right.
That's not the PC term anymore.
You, Steven.
Yeah. But yeah, there's always the question of, like, is it talking white, or is it talking educated, or, how much is, like, some of your own culture? And arguably, some people would say that, like, even earlier in this conversation, that the idea that, like, a black man ought to marry a white woman, or should be shamed for marrying a white woman, that those can be, like, 2 ends of the same coin, right? Like, okay, fine, should black men stay with black women? Maybe. Or, should a black man try to find a white woman? Should a black man be shamed for marrying a white woman? Or are you trying to hold him to account for some weird cultural standard that's not fair to, like, make account for?
Good question.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, obviously, black leaders have debated this for time and time again. Yeah. Is it how much is it like the debate? Is it like, are you selling out by doing certain things? Like, if you're a black person and you learn the violin, are you selling out your black culture by learning a white man's instrument, or are you just bettering yourself in the way that you know how, or whatever? I don't know the answers to any of these questions, obviously, but it's all, like, interesting to think about.
If I could go back to my younger self, I would tell my younger self that argument. Now I'm totally different. I don't give a fuck. Not part of the black community at all. Okay. And so, but I cannot stop being black no matter how many times I say I'm a transracial rooftop Korean. You look at me, I'm black. Yeah. So there's that.
More importantly, people treat you as black, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because if they really get the chance to talk to me, they'd be like, holy shit, you're not the type of black woman I'm used to. Last thing, and the Sneeko situation, do you mind if I read the DM I sent you when you was talking with Sneeko, when Sneeko, when you had this is when Sneeko, when he was not deplatformed, he was on YouTube, right? And
yeah, go ahead, read away, whatever you want.
Okay. See if I go. Holy shit, we talk a lot, don't we? Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. This is what I said. I'm listening to your debate with Sneeko. Tell him that aiming to be a streamer is dumb as hell, especially for conservatives or anybody right-wing or edgy, because they will be consistently deplatformed. How the fuck can you tell your viewers that they should aim to be a streamer when you can't be yourself, or you'll get banned? He forget that we on the right, especially if you're edgy, whether you're on the left or not, he forgot that this happened to him. Being a streamer or online personally is risky and unstable. Even I Show Speed. Do you know who I Show Speed is?
Black dude that screams a lot, right?
Yes, yeah. I Show Speed was on a 2-week suspension because he got 2 strikes, right? So he had to go to Rumble. And even he realized, dude, you're not safe. You're going to have to calm down on the edginess, right? And so I said, even I Show Speed found out that even though he's a millionaire teenager, he's on a 2-week suspension from YouTube. He just got it yesterday. And this is, I put this on September the 24th. And so I was listening to your debate with him where he was telling everybody to aim to be a streamer, don't go to school. I actually think I agree with you, believe it or not, Stephen. Yes, you should. If you don't know what you're going to go, if you don't know what you're going to do, or if you're not going to take over your parents' business or whatever, go to a trade school and go to college. But to tell your viewers to aim to be a streamer in this day and age is stupid, because it's not stable. You have no idea when you're going to get deplatformed if you decide to be edgy, and boom, look what happened. I think a week later after I sent that, saying to you, he got banned off of YouTube.
I really hate all the new crypto bros and all the new YouTubers because they undermine like the education shit so much. But for everybody that's older, like outside of that world of stupid crypto bros, I have never, ever met a person my age or older that would be like, nah, fuck college. Don't waste your time with that shit. It is never that, and it is always the opposite. And it's funny because, Sneeko criticizes these old, wealthy Jewish white people. What does every fucking Chinese person, Jewish person, wealthy white person, what do? They fucking bribe the good colleges to get their fucking kids into them. All of their kids are going to the best fucking schools in the goddamn country. None of these people are, it's not like, oh, I'm rich, my kid's not going to go to college. It's, I'm rich, and if my kid doesn't go to college, I'm going to disown the motherfucker, right? If you got wealthy parents, you're going to Yale, you're going to Stanford, you're going to Harvard. None of these people, I know.
That's true.
And it drives me crazy that now you've got these kids that made it on YouTube that are essentially, it's the equivalent, no offense to any of these people because they do put in work, but it's the equivalent of like all these people that run around that won the lottery that are saying like, fuck school, fuck college. It's like, bro, come on, are you serious? Like all these wealthy people that you worship and say they have the whole world like under their thumb are all sending their kids to Ivy League schools. How are you going to tell everybody else, fuck school? It's so dumb.
Right. And Sneeko, if you're listening to this, instead of mocking the Jews, why don't you hook up with one to teach you how to invest the money that you got already from YouTube? Therefore, you won't have to worry about being deplatformed. I'm not going to hate on someone who knows more than I do. I'm going to befriend them, and I'm going to learn what I can from them. I'm not going to shame them or try to use them as a scapegoat. How can you make me a better person? How can you make me make more money? How can you help me or show me how to make more money? You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, I haven't been to a Jew or a white guy, okay, that has turned their back on me to say, I'm not going to teach you how to invest. I'm not going to teach you how to diversify. I'm not going to teach you, what's a good asset and what's a bad asset. I'm not going to teach you any of these things. You got to learn on your own. You got to pay me. No, if you're serious, they'll teach you. And therefore, you don't have to worry about being deplatformed.
Yeah, well... Fuck. I like, my audience still hates it, but I like Sneeko. I think he's a cool dude. I just think here's something that sucks for a lot of young people today that are growing up and learning shit. And my whole life, I tell people this over and over and over again, that like so much of my life comes down to just luck. I was born in the exact perfect year. I had the opportunity to grow and change and make mistakes and learn things as part of the culture has changed. If I grew up today, I wouldn't have that same opportunity. Like, because you don't have an opportunity to make mistakes and grow. You get destroyed if you've got the wrong opinions or if you change. Like, you can find videos of me. I'm pretty sure you can Google like Destiny interview Richard Lewis N-word, where I'm 23, 24 years old arguing that like all white people should be able to say the N-word, it doesn't matter, right? Like, these are opinions that I had, that I was open about, that I was doing open interviews about, saying the N-word, and nobody cared. Back then it was like, and this is like 10 years ago, it's not 50 years ago, it's not 100 years ago, this is 10 years ago on the internet. But I had the opportunity to be in the public eye, to make those arguments, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to change or whatever, and I had the chance to do that. But if I would have been making those same arguments today, and I would have been the exact same person, but just born 5 years later, I'd be gone. I would have been gone fucking 2 years into my streaming career if I would have made it that long, you know?
You sure would.
Yeah, so it's like, so it sucks that like other people don't really have that same chance to like grow and do that. You just get destroyed, yeah.
I will say this. Even though I gave the advice to Sneako, I'm not a fan anymore. I saw is this name Brandon Buckingham? Is that his name?
Yeah, that dude's a little bit fucking crazy, but I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Oh my God. I saw when he included, I'm not going to like go into specifics, but I'll just generalize. Out of all the things that he exposed about Sneako, the one that bothered me the most was when Sneako was sitting down trying to convince Brandon's friend to not be his friend because Sneako had a problem with it. And that's the reason that was just actually like, fuck, I'm so glad I would never like that's like me. What he did with that guy is like me saying, oh my God, you know what? BX Bullet said, kill all babies, including male babies. How could you be a friend like that? Now, you haven't seen any of this. You just going by my word. And I go, Destiny, tell me, how could you be a friend with somebody like that? I mean, he literally said they was going to kill all male babies. Like, she literally said she's going to kill all male babies. How could you sit up here and be friends with somebody like that? I question somebody like you like that. You know, that's how that whole shit, I value friendships so much. And for somebody to try to do that, that makes you a bad person. You know, no matter how much I have a problem with any of my friends' friends, to get in between them, unless they are physically trying to hurt you or physically trying to rob you blind in reference to money, I'm just going to sit there and let you do you, because it's called respect and it's called free will. I should respect you and honor our friendship to allow you to have friends with whoever the fuck you want. I think it's very controlling when you try to make your friends have the friends that you approve of. And it's pretty fucked up. And that's the reason why I had to check myself. And that was the number one reason for me to call you was to just make peace with that, because I know you noticed in the past I would make little digs about people, you know, about her, and remember I said I was sucking on copium. That you took her side in reference to the racism things, but you took my side on everything else because you proved that she tried to deplatform me by going in her Discord and telling all her fucking simps to fucking mass report me and everything. So you did. It's just that I'm looking at that one thing out of all the things you was on my side for. I'm focusing on that one fucked up thing, and that's my problem, and it was solved today.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way on that. There are definitely people that I don't like. If somebody really wants to push me for like, what do you think about this person? I'll tell them, but I always tell people like, listen, like you should exploit people on your own, figure it out. Maybe you'll like the person, maybe my experiences were bad and yours will be good, but like, yeah, I try not to tell people like, don't be friends with that person, don't do that or whatever, because I mean that's your individual journey to go
and manipulate.
Figure out,
It was really a manipulation that he was doing. And it was pressuring this person in front of a fucking webcam stream. And I was like, this is so dirty, you know. But, you know, I don't hate Sneako. I really want him to, unfortunately, I don't know what it will take for him to humble himself and say, you know what, this was me. This was all my doing. Just like I came and I owned every fucking thing I did in reference to, you know, me and you and how my, because it had nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? It was all about me. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the day. I don't know if it'll come. And I hope it doesn't come too late where Sneeko does some self-reflecting and say, you know what? I could do a lot more being platformed, water my fucking content down, and then funnel everybody into my Discord or funnel everybody into a paywall where I can be real as fuck. But when you trying to be edgy for just regular normies, or in his case, bots, you are basically doing them and yourself a disservice by trying to break bad and be rebellious against the terms of service. And then you got deplatformed, and now look what happened, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, probably as a person, not just as a man, but it's definitely hard as a young person to try to make those changes in the face of everybody screaming at you, right? Like, there would be like, for me as a younger person, dude, if I would be in that section, I would do the opposite just because fuck you. That would be my feel. Like, fuck you. I'm going to do what the fuck I want. I don't give a fuck. Like, blah, blah, blah. For some reason, I don't know what happened, but I figured out
even with the consequences, Steven?
As a younger person, as a very young person, I might have, yeah. But I figured out sometime in my late teens that, like, if I do the opposite of what people I don't like, if I just do the opposite of like people, what I don't like, what they're telling me to do, then I'm basically being controlled by them just in the opposite way. I figured that out really early on for some reason. But like for a lot of people, I can understand the desire to fight back against that. Like, oh, you're telling me to do this? Well, fuck you. I'm going to do the exact fucking opposite just because fuck you. You know, I can empathize with the feeling.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm done. Anything you want to say? I guess we covered everything.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, buddy.
I don't love you.
Okay. Well, I love you, buddy. Okay. Thanks for the conversations. I appreciate it.
You don't stop saying that. You don't, fucking bitch. Don't say that shit to me. Also, I noticed, you know, I know that you're not gonna come here, because it's too late to come here to canvas. And you want to know what, Steven? If I really made a big deal out of it, I could get you to come here. But
it depends what you mean by a big deal out of it. Okay.
By going crazy, because you react to crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not saying Anna version of crazy. I'm just saying like constantly harassing you to myself. When you coming? Oh my God. Oh my, Steven don't care about me no more. We've been trying to goddamn hook up and come over here and see me, and he don't want to come. Yeah, I can. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I got my own shit going on up here. And like when we are going to meet, I want to maybe even me coming down here to Florida, because I do come to Florida often than you would come to Georgia. And I do want to, you do know this, that people are totally different in person than they are on
yeah,
the
I know
internet.
what you mean, yeah. But there's a different energy you get in person for sure, yeah.
Way
I'm sure,
different
like, if you
energy.
saw me in person, you would be way less rambunctious. I know you're just loud and cocky and shit because you're on the internet, but definitely in person, you'd calm
Holy
way
shit,
the fuck
you're
down.
so right.
I know, yeah. You'd be all,
I'm
all
so
humble, all
quiet in
demure,
person.
like, yeah, you'd be like, oh, Steven, oh my God, like, oh, I didn't hurt your feelings with any of the crazy shit I say online, right? And I'd be like, nah, you're cool, you know, it's all right.
Damn. Wow. That was spot on.
Yeah, it's all
Okay.
good.
All right.
You will fucking tower over me, though, right? You know that.
Yeah, I'll tower over you, but we'll be sitting down for the most part, and I'm gonna make sure you don't have your camera on. So I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be a meme. goddammit. I'm serious about that shit. And that's another reason why I haven't been rushing, because in a way, I kind of want to do it by the spur of the moment, so none of your DGGers will come where. Anyway, it's gonna be on the down low where we meet, you know, for dinner or whatever. I'm just gonna make sure that nobody sees us that knows you or knows me, because I don't want those pictures. I just don't want. You're okay with it. You know what I'm saying? You like that shit.
Yeah, you don't want your conservative credit. Okay, I understand.
Oh my God. No, it ain't about conservative credit. I don't want fucking pictures of me towering over you, and then all of a sudden, I mean, they could take those. They can Photoshop you to be even smaller. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want, that's gonna, oh God, I'm just rubbing my head just thinking about it. It's gonna be a shit show, and I don't, no.
Okay.
So that's the only reason. Like I'm going to be strategic with it, and like I just want to make sure like when if anyone sees us, we're sitting down. But maybe I would even do it to the point. Yeah, I probably would do this. I'd be like, okay, Steven, I'm gonna leave first, and then you leave 2 minutes later.
Jesus, you really thought this one through, huh? Damn.
Yeah, I have. I really have. So there's that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you. Hey, chat, how are you? I'm sure they did not, mommy. How does it go? Mommy, Dommy, or Dommy, mommy? How does that order go?
Dommy, mommy, I think.
Okay, I'm sure that came out in the chat several times, but I like your chat. Hold on, one last thing. I need to snitch on your chat.
Go for it.
This was several months ago. I went into your chat and they bragged about watching a KKK movie. What's the name of the one that they showed in the White House?
Jesus, I have no idea. What was it?
Ask them. It was shit. It's the famous. Oh fuck.
Rise of Nations is what people are saying.
Yeah, that one.
Why the fuck are they bragging about watching that? It's kind of weird.
I don't know. It was like I was like, whoa, really? It's not like they were being indoctrinated by it and everything. I think they just your chat is edgy, and I thought they was just like, because I was taken aback. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all watch that? Then the last time I was in there, we watched some anime. So it was interesting. They have different tastes, your chat, when it comes to movies when you're not around.
Yeah.
And this one was pretty gory too. So, and then, they have good taste, I think. I'm not, hold on. I'm not saying The Rise of a Nation is good taste. I'm just saying the anime and everything else after that was good taste. Cause I'm starting to say shit that's going to get me in trouble. So anyway, thanks for talking to me. I will, as always, keep in touch with you through DMs. And I will. Do you want that meme, or you good? In
send me whatever you want to send me. Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm about to go watch this gem you sent me.
Okay. Right. Gotcha. Have fun. Good luck.
Bye, Steven.
See you later. Bye. Okay. Back to Yay. Jesus, getting this set up. Once I'm done with this, my greatest creation. Let me grab a sippy soy real quick. Hold on. Yay. Darrell Burke's doing his closing argument now. I don't have time to watch this. Hold on.
Has been filed into the record. That is done electronically. You were provided with a written copy previously. Are you asking for another copy of